forced errors, I think, in the beginning. Just kind of lost their touch in that 27-day layoff and looked a little bit more like themselves in sets 4 and 5. So we'll see if they can keep that consistent this morning.
So Jayla Zimmerman is not in the starting lineup, and there's nothing wrong. She's just not there to allow Grace Nelson to start on senior day. We are just about ready to go. It will be Hannah Carl to serve for the Blue Demons to begin things. Creighton fortunate yesterday. Marquette lost to Butler. And by percentage points, the Jays start today in first place in the Big East Midwest Division. Carl across the top of the net. Keely Davis to Pua'a Hickman. And now we'll go the other way. Krasowski to Presley off the net. And it will be point for Depaul to start things off today.
A little dribbler over the net. There's really not much you can do about that one.
Carl, the freshman out of Carlsbad, California, one of 5 newcomers in the freshman class. Hickman, Pua'a, she'll send it back to Davis. Krasowski diving back, and that one will be out of the reach of the Blue Demons, and the Jays will tie it at 1. And here comes Jayla Zimmerman for Grace Nelson. Zimmerman, quite the day yesterday. Keely Davis had quite the day yesterday as well as she steps back to serve.
That's what Keely does so well. She gets her feet to the ball on a broken play, and she's still able to get a kill out of it.
Solid serve just across the net. They'll set up Presley. Pua'a with the dig. Bolton to Kiana Schmidt, and touched by Murray, and she knows it. It was on its way out. And as soon as she contacted it, she pats her chest, says, that one was on me. There's Naomi Hickman at the front. Davis across again, nice service. Murray to Presley. Bolton. Pua'a across to Zimmerman, and Zimmerman drops it in. Took a little bit off, and the zip not quite there, and Depaul was waiting for it. It drops into the donut.
It's a great shot. Everything's lined up. Everyone's in the right spot, but no one's ready for the off-speed shot. Jayla just slides it right in there.
Again, a nice serve, and this one will be almost an ace. Depaul recovers. Pua'a, back set to Schmidt. Nice job getting it off the floor by Evans Allen for the Blue Demons. Now another chance for DePaul. Presley took a big swing at it, and the error puts more on the board for the Jays. 4-1 now for Creighton. This is how set 1 started yesterday as well. Big run for Creighton after DePaul scored the opening point. Davis again is Presley. Murray sets it up, and there is one that the Jays can't handle. Nice kill by Meredith Wallace. We didn't see her much yesterday. Wallace, another one of those transfers. She came with Murray from Memphis after they played for the Tigers last year. Rosowski, the libero. Pua'a gets it away from the net for Hickman, who sends it over. And back row again, Davis can't handle it. DePaul now with a small run has closed the gap to 4-3.
And Donna Brown, she hit 399 last year, and she hit 0 yesterday, so they'll really need her to step up and score a little bit more than she did yesterday.
Zidek on the other side, Marie Zidek, that ball out of bounds as DePaul ties it. Trying to get her system, only in her 3rd year, and really a very young team. 3 transfers this year, 5 freshmen, and only really 1 senior that makes a real difference. That's Evans Allen, although Isabel Banez comes in to see time yesterday. So still trying to form what's going on at DePaul for Coach Zidek. Murray sends it over. Davis to Pua'a. Quick pass to Schmidt. And the cut shot lands in. Jays go back in front.
Things are just a little bit chaotic on DePaul's side. They're trying to just get in system here so that they can work their middles on the right sides, which is where they had success yesterday.
Bolton with the serve, a little bit long, and it's just out of bounds. That's where the Jays struggled yesterday. The service errors, double figures yesterday for Creighton. And as you said, it was tough to get in system if you're not starting with accurate serves. Phoenix Lee is checked back in. She'll be back to serve as you see Murray to the bench along with Wallace for Depaul. 5-5 early in set number 1 on senior day. Pua'a, cross court to Zimmerman, and there you go, off the hands. Inbounds anyway, 6-5 Jays.
Been a little bit outside heavy for Creighton's side here, but they've been able to get crafty a little bit and find the open.
Allie Van Ekeren checks in for Pua'a. Schmidt out as well, as Annika Welty has taken her spot. And Ekren sends it across. Presley to Lee. The attack is Donna Brown. And Kiara Reinhardt with the big swing.
And there's what Creighton does so well, that faster ball in transition, being able to get it to the middle before DePaul's defense can get set. It's a really high percentage ball right there.
Krasowski sends it, and they'll punch it over from the back row by Carl. Zimmerman, another big swing. Bolton off the block. Now Zimmerman again. Nice job by Lee. However, what happened, Alicia?
They were in the net over there,
okay.
So that's a free kill right there.
Allie Van Ekeren back again. As we discussed yesterday, she's from DePaul's neck of the woods in Naperville, Illinois. Phoenix Lee sets up Presley. And nice job by Bolton to pull her hands back at the right time. 9-5 as the ball trails out of bounds.
DePaul just trying to get a good pass here so that they could really run their offense. I don't feel like they've really been able to do that yet.
And Ekren into the net, and they'll grab the free point. We see Coach Bernthal Booth on that far sideline, Alicia, and you played for her. What kind of things have you taken from her coaching style that you've utilized in yours?
I think she just does a really good job of staying calm during the game and just giving them the information that they really need. She's taking all those notes during the game and making sure that during timeouts, they don't waste any time. They utilize, every second to make sure that, they have all the things that they need to be successful. So that's what she does really well, and I try to take some of that into my team as well.
Would you say your women at Iowa Western would say that you're calm?
I think so.
Point for the Jays, 10-7. Jake Ryan along with Alicia Williams, former Reaver and Jay, and now the head coach across the river. Glad you could come out today.
I'm glad I could too. I get a front row seat to a good volleyball match.
Your broadcast debut, so that's a fun day.
It is. Bear with me.
Bolton can't get there in time, and it's a point for DePaul. Do you have a large viewing audience around the area that has tuned in for your debut today?
I think I've got some out there that are listening. Hopefully they're paying attention to some good volleyball as well and not just picking on me. So.
Donna Brown with the serve for DePaul. Bolton from the back row. Van Ekeren, quick set to Reinhardt. At the net for the Jays. They managed to save it. Zimmerman from the back row. Phoenix Lee tapped over, and nice work by Avery Evans-Allen. Yesterday, the Jays were very good up front on the block, and DePaul looks like they've adjusted so far here in set 1.
Yeah, they definitely have, and they've also been feeding their middles. Their middles have had some success here so far in this match.
Brown again. Zimmerman, Van Ekeren. Nice swing from Annika Welty.
Yeah, she had a very small space between the antenna there and the hands, and she found it.
Bolton out, Hickman into the middle. Here is Kiara Reinhardt. Most obvious timing mechanism of any Blue Jay. The check of the elbow, and now the swing. Deep. 11-10, and so we talked about the service errors. The Jays had plus 10 yesterday, already 2 here in set number 1.
Yeah, there's a fine line between trying to stay aggressive, getting them out of system, but also not giving that free point.
11-10, Jays in front as Molly Murray checks in to serve it. Davis off the hands, and a point for the Blue Jays.
Just a hard, aggressive swing right there by Davis. Again, broken up play, out of system. She knows it's going to her. She stays aggressive.
here's Mahina Pua'a, transfer out of Arizona, the senior. Played 2 years across for Coach Williams at Iowa Western. Nice job again for the Blue Jays to grab that point. Here's the question. Now, her sister, Emmy, played before her. Was it a given that she was just going to roll in, or did you have to recruit Mahina to come too?
I think I really got Mahina because she wanted to play with her sister. But the fact that she stayed another year after her sister was gone, I think she liked it too.
Her parents are in town along with her grandmother from Hawaii. She grabs the ace on senior day. Jays have built the lead back up to 4, 14-10.
She's got such a nice flat serve, very consistent. It's a very hard ball to pass.
Won a match against Marquette earlier this season with a couple of aces back-to-back. Getting air by the Jays, and Depaul will grab the point. 14-11 here in set number 1. Early morning start for the second consecutive day because of the 24-hour rule. Jays wanted to avoid conflicts with multiple events today, so they moved today up, and then Friday coincided with it. Depaul be able to get back home earlier as well with that. Hickman, and Depaul stays alive off the caroms. Davis dunks it over. And a point for the Blue Jays. That will send us to timeout. With a 4-point Blue Jay lead on senior day from Sokol Arena, Big East volleyball continues. It's Creighton and Depaul on Jays Video. Arena, 733 career kills. That's only 3 a set. I mean, I thought you were better than that. 127 blocks, 110 digs. Played on the Creighton's first tournament team in 2010. And of course, you guys upset 16th ranked Iowa State in the first round. You, in that match, had a team high 17 kills. So put that in your pipe, I suppose, is what they say, right? Tell all those players, this is what I used to do.
Yes, before, age and children. Yes, I did that. I did those things once.
So Alicia Williams joining us today for the broadcast. Really appreciate it as the Jays grab the point just inside the back corner. 16-11 is Creighton on top. Do you ever bring up your playing days when you're coaching? Does that assist you? Like,
honestly, when I'm a little bit angry and frustrated, and just like, hey, back in the day I used to be able to whoop up on you, but it doesn't hold much weight anymore these days.
Uphills both ways, right? That's what you tell them. You said back in my day. Jays with a bit of confusion, and Depaul will be the beneficiary. 16-12 now is libero Rachel Krasowski back to serve. Freshman from Orland Park. Big East Defensive Player of the Week last week for the Blue Demons. Davis from the back row. Krasowski coming across court, left Presley in a good spot. I thought maybe she was too close to the net, but Jill Presley handles it well, and Depaul cuts the lead to 3.
Yeah, it was a tight set, kind of a risky swing right there, but she stayed aggressive with it and really threw that thumb down to get that off the block.
Krasowski again, Bolton up with it in the back row. Pua'a back to Schmidt. Again, it's Presley off the hands at the front for the Jays. Bolton. Down to Schmidt, and another solid hit off the hands of Depaul that falls in for the Jays point. Kara Reinhardt will join Schmidt in the front, along with Naomi. Check that. Hickman has gone out. It's Zimmerman that's back up front. Far side blocked by the Jays, but out of bounds. And Meredith Wallace again, I don't feel like we saw her at all in yesterday's match, so good to see the junior out of Knoxville, Tennessee getting some action today for the Blue Demons as she and Murray check out. Phoenix Lee back in for Depaul, and she will serve. The service error, good hitting percentage so far by both squads in this opener. Creighton better at 346, but Depaul at 250. They were well below 0 yesterday to start the set. And even for the entire match, did not hit very well, but did come up with an almost 600 in set number 3 in a victory. Tight for Lee. She pulls it back and touched the net in the process. Is that right? No, the Jays.
Yep, we had a net call on the Jays.
I thought Lee perhaps had gotten too close, but it was Creighton trying to get to that ball. Monica Welty over. Lee, back row. Zimmerman. And the Jays grab the point this time.
Another net violation, so just kind of trying to control that body, but still get your hands over and tight. It's a fine line there. And we've been in the net 3 times already.
Yes, and how do you, so when you're coaching that, how do you coach aggression but also caution as well?
Lots of reps for sure, but it's just a really controlling your body to be able to stay aggressive, hollow out a little bit on the stomach and hold. If your stomach muscles are tight, you're probably going to be able to coil back without being in the net. But if your body's a little bit loose and you go over and you try to seal low and tight, you're bound to be in the net there on the way back.
So if somebody's struggling with that, do you work with them? Is it court exercise or core exercise?
Both really. I mean, we hope that in strength and conditioning they're getting plenty of core work, but just lots of reps and different shots that we're trying to swing at them so that they can get a feel for how they have to hold their hands over the net. Sometimes they have to hold a little bit longer than other times, but what we just really hope is that they can seal it right above the net, low, tight, and get your hands over as much as possible.
And when you played, I know it was a while ago, but was the hair part of the body when it hit the net? Was that a call then?
I don't even remember, but to my knowledge, the hair's never really been a part of the net from when I was playing. So.
I mean, what's the city that you're from again?
Sway City.
Sway City, that's right. Also, that was the time when they used to play 3-on-3 basketball over there, right?
Probably. That's how old I am.
Jake Ryan and Alicia Williams' play gets resumed here at Sokol, and Depaul finds the spot. They will close the gap again to 3. 19-16, Jays in the lead, and Donna Brown is back to serve.
That's the second time that Donna's really just had kind of that change-up swing and caught the Blue Jays off guard a little bit for an easy kill.
She will head off to the side as Isabel Banez, senior out of Chicago, will check in to serve. Trying to get a little run here going for DePaul as we get later in the match, later in this set. Welty dumps it over. Perfect spot. Evans, Allen, and Denneman were guarding the net, and still back was Ibanez from her service.
Just a competition of who can read faster on the tip right now.
Kiara Reinhart to serve. A little bit long last one she put out. This one right in the spot. Denneman sets it up. Evans Allen with the kill.
Yeah, I think Evans Allens knew that ball was going to go to the middle that just served there. There's no libero in left back. It's a nice easy shot at that point.
Comes Molly Murray to serve. Again, trying to close the gaps. Been at 3 and 4 points back and forth for quite some time. Nice service, and Bolton can't handle it. And they do get past that 3-point mark. Now just 2, and Murray will head back again. And that's a timeout for the Blue Jays. So Creighton gives up a little bit of a run. And DePaul closing the gap. You definitely want to finish things off here. If you're the Jays, what's Coach Bernthal Booth saying in that huddle?
I think we just need to get a pass so that we can run our offense. They've been hitting at a high clip on good passes, and just making sure that they are reading and getting those easy balls, those off-speed shots. They need to control those a little bit better and read those a little faster.
So we told you that Marquette had lost yesterday in a 5-set match to, Marquette had lost to Butler yesterday in 5 sets, and it was Butler who took the 1st, 4th, and 5th, as Marquette beat them pretty handily in sets 2 and 3, but you look at the score, 25-18 and 25-18. They took 1-4 to Butler, and they had come in 0-2 in conference play, so a good win for the Bulldogs. The Blue Jays obviously over Depaul yesterday. Providence losing to Seton Hall over in the East Division. UConn losing to Villanova on that side. So this conference standings in the East Division really light right now. They've only played a total of, let's see, only one school, UConn, has played more than 2 matches. Seton Hall, Villanova, and Providence still have only played 1 coming into today. And those will obviously happen again as the day gets longer and longer. First match of the day is here in Omaha. 11 a.m. start for the Blue Jays as they will come out of the timeout and get the pass to Davis. Murray to Denneman, blocked by the Jays. Welty and Hickman collide with each other, and they pull it off on the block.
And the Jays they're always ride or die with their block, and they need to have a good blocking day for sure. And Hickman, you just saw there, does what she does best.
Mahina Pua'a ready to serve. Her mom's taking it all in the crowd, coming in from Hawaii. Davis, nice job to get it back in the air. Sends it over, though, and now Depaul has an opportunity. Wallace with the big swing. Pua'a sets Davis off the hands. Murray to Evans Allen. And now Zimmerman. Good rally from both squads. Denneman, there's Schmidt getting low. Pua'a back to Davis. Again off the hands, and a net violation for Depaul will give the Jays their 4-point lead back after Depaul had cut it to 20-18, and now Pua'a with another chance on the service line.
Got a long rally like that, and then it just kind of kills that energy, that momentum when you're in the net. You got to look to be a little bit more disciplined.
Presley gets it in the air. Nice swing from Wallace from the near side. 22-19 as she found the back right corner. Allison Denneman, transfer from Pacific. Went out to Cali, came back to Illinois to play for the Blue Demons. Very close. It's out of bounds, ruled by the linesman. And Depaul again within 2. 22-20.
Well, almost looked like it was touched there, but I think maybe she just hit it off her hands and kind of had some of that side spin.
Cross to Zimmerman. Pua'a. Hickman, misdirection. Swipes it to the left, and the Jays go up 3.
Both teams struggling a little bit early with their off-speed defense and just covering the tip really well. Kind of looking at each other a little bit, who's going to dig the ball instead of just being aggressive and getting under it.
So Depaul calls their final timeout of set number 1. Jays lead it by 3. We'll step away for just a moment and be back with the conclusion of set number 1 on Jays Video. Working after today, they have scheduled several games that were not on the calendar previous to this weekend. In fact, they will go to Cedar Falls tomorrow as they head on back across Iowa to Chicago, and then where they will play the University of Northern Iowa, UNI up at Cedar Falls, and then a couple of matches as Davis serves it into the net out of the timeout. And Depaul grabs the point, 23-21. Then Depaul has added a pair of matches, or a pair of matches, that was correct, against Iowa State. So that's a couple, 3 games in the neighboring state for the Blue Demons. Jays will head on the road for 3 more after today. Battle at the net. Zimmerman sends it over, and now Depaul will set up. Presley, big swing. Back row to Davis. Pua'a, back set to Schmidt, and drops it in again as Krasowski could not get there in time. 24-21, set point for the Blue Jays.
Just a great decision, knowing that, you know, both teams are kind of struggling to pick up those tips, and the block is set, and she just dumps it right up and over.
So Depaul's conference season is over after today. That's why they've added those matches. Big swing from Wallace on the right side. So those matches with Iowa State are next week in the 12th and the 13th. And then they will take the final weekend off, at least for now, before The Big East tournament starts here on April 2nd and 3rd. Jays at Butler next weekend, at Kansas State the following Saturday, out of conference. Everybody fighting for the spot in the conference tourney. Top two teams from both sides. And Jana Schmidt finishes them off 25-22. Jays a winner in a back and forth contest in set number one. So the Creighton a winner, and we are off to break. We'll be back for set number two, as there you see the final kill of set number one. Back in a moment on Jays Video. Playing volleyball. Have you ever talked to her about what her future plans might be?
Yeah, so speaking of business, I'm pretty sure her mother just told me that she just got into the MBA program here at Creighton.
Nice.
So she'll stay at Creighton here, just try to finish off academically here strong.
And I'm sure she'll still be involved in some capacity with the team as well. You can't just walk away and not be involved.
Yeah, I think it'd be really difficult not to.
Yeah.
And I also think that, you know, they're a big volleyball family, and so she definitely loves it here and loves being a Blue Jay, and I think that she'll continue on as an alum.
Big business family as well. I know that her mom quite successful over. What does her dad do?
He is a machinist, I want to say.
Okay. So Mahina's set to serve whenever they get this match underway. Grace Nelson also celebrating senior day. For the Jays to start things, it'll be Hickman, Schmidt, Davis, Bolton, Zimmerman, and Pua'a. Depaul on the other side, ready defensively. Gentleman in the back row. It'll be Wallace, though, instead. Big swing by Evans Allen, and it hits the net and goes back. Jays were there at the net, but I'm not sure that one made it over for the block. And it actually looked like maybe Davis got an arm on that ball.
Yeah, they called that ball down, which means that it was blocked.
Pua'a again, nice serve. Depaul keeps it alive, but way out of system. Pua'a again, back set Schmidt off the arm up front, and then Dinneman in the back. 2-0 quickly, Creighton in set number two.
Yeah, Schmidt's been having some success on that slide attack there behind Hina, and there she's just hitting high hands, getting a nice and deep ball.
Hina sends it deep, and too deep this time. 2-1, Creighton early. You got that stat sheet from set number one. Anything stand out there other than the hitting percentage early on?
Definitely better hitting from both teams from the match last night, or yesterday, excuse me. Donna Brown, she's 3 for 4 already, so they're probably going to try to give her the ball a little bit more, because that's kind of that's her bread and butter there, and what she does well. So they'll try to give her the ball so she can hit a high clip there in the middle.
Battle at the net, won by the Blue Jays. Looks like the double touch on somebody trying to put it back over the net. Now Keely Davis. Dinneman sends it up front. Murray. Runs Allen across, and the Jays with the error this time. 3-2. Yesterday it was a couple of big runs in the first pair of sets for Creighton first, then Depaul. And then the third set, Depaul was more steady, kept that lead a long time as Schmidt sends it over. And then the Jays came out ready to play in sets 4 and 5, didn't give Depaul much of a chance. Pua'a, quick set to Hickman, blocked at the net by Evans Allen. Now Zimmerman, solid swing, Krasowski gets down on it. And now, finishing it off is Meredith Wallace from the right side. And we are tied at 3 inside Sokol Arena.
Yeah, Wallace doing a really nice job on the right side over there. She's got 6 kills already. We didn't see her, like you said, much at all, and to already have 6 kills off 7 swings is pretty good.
Look at the dip by Krasowski's serve. Nice work, and it will be a Blue Jay point off of the touch on the block attempts. Reinhardt in for Hickman up front. She'll join Schmidt and Zimmerman as Ellie Bolton, freshman out of Shawnee, Kansas for the Jays, is back to serve. Good freshman class for Creighton this year as well. Back set to Wallace. Meredith, big swing. Jays able to handle it. Zimmerman across, a touch by Depaul, and now it's going to be out of bounds. Didn't make it inside the antenna, and Creighton up by 2. Playing on that TerraFlex floor that they're able to put in place with the absence of women's basketball, which ended unceremoniously last week. Supposed to be a senior day game against St. John's that was called, canceled because of COVID. So no more basketball stanchions set up. They are taken down for the season. TerraFlex flooring has taken over here inside Silk Arena. So you started in 08, and the team was still at the Civic Auditorium then, is that correct, for games?
We were at the Civic for 1 year before coming here.
And then you got to play the first and second seasons in this building.
Yeah, and at that point, we were playing on Sport Court at that point.
Yeah. Hard plastic surface as Hina dove to pop that up, but it was across the net.
Sport Court was something different. It was wasn't the best thing for shins.
It's like playing on Legos, right?
Yeah, basically. And probably not fun to set up or take down either.
Yes. Big swing for the Jays. Was it off a hand? It was. A touch for Depaul, and Creighton back up 6-5. So let's get your perspective on this. You didn't play in 08, but you were around the team. You were at the games. What kind of change was that going from the old barn at the Omaha Civic Auditorium, which obviously was built for larger crowds and different events, going from that setting to coming to this building specifically built for sports and specifically built for Creighton sports?
Yeah, I just felt like the Civic never felt like home to us. We had to drive, we had to have a parking pass, nothing felt like home. And then it was also just really too large for us. And so, your fans were, little ants up there. You couldn't really see them much, and you definitely couldn't hear them. And I just felt like this atmosphere was immediately felt like a bigger crowd, felt louder. The energy was just amplified as soon as we got here.
Blocking air by the Jays brings Depaul within 1 as Tinneman's back to serve. And you obviously didn't get the benefit of having the Ruth, which is across the street now, the practice facility dedicated to women's basketball and volleyball. Lots of improvements have been made, even though you had it pretty good when you were here.
I thought I had it pretty good, but man, they've exploded even since. So
miscommunication between Presley and Krasowski, and the Jays grabbed the point off the kill by Zimmerman. 8-6, real tight set so far. As Jayla Zimmerman back. I feel like Jayla's a senior, but only the junior from Lincoln. I feel the same way about Keely Davis, but she's only a sophomore. Jays have got plenty of promise here in the coming seasons. Phoenix Lee racing back, gets it to Presley, puts it over. Zimmerman from the back row, Van Ekeren across to Davis, blocked by Depaul. Bolton is there. Nice job by Van Ekeren, and Zimmerman will keep it alive. Bolton to Davis, and there is a touch at the net. Phoenix Lee couldn't react fast enough to the deflection, and it's 9-6 Creighton.
It's just good effort on both sides. Really getting on the floor, trying to work around blocks, and finally Davis was able to successfully do so.
Blocked at the net again, but this time out of bounds, and a point back to the ball. Donna Brown, preseason All-Big East selection. Jays had 3 of them. Donna is the lone Depaul selection. For Zimmerman, Davis, Erica Kostelak the other, and she's been out of the lineup. Did the Jays touch it? They say yes, and Depaul grabs the point. Blue Jays in set number 2. Donna Brown, Zimmerman, Van Ekeren, she'll go to Welty. And a little tip at the net forced the ball off the hands of Brown at the wrong angle, and Creighton grabs the point. it is. You see right off of Presley's hands, misdirected enough that Brown was unable to handle that deflection. Reinhardt, deep serve, returned. Zimmerman in the back row. Van Ekeren, Davis, and it looked like it may have gone out on the way over.
Yep, she tried to catch hands there and just missed, and ball went wide out of bounds.
Molly Murray back in. As Bailey Nelson will step out along with Phoenix Lee. Cross to Davis as she got it to Van Ekeren on the initial touch. Wallace. Davis, there's hands. And she gets it this time. What's the call there?
She's in the net again, so just struggling to kind of control that body on the block and giving the Blue Jays some of those easy points right there.
We talked about yesterday, a lot of Big East teams are playing two setters this year. That's an advantage if you can get used to both of them, obviously. What's your take on it?
The back-to-back match? Is that what you're saying?
No, the two setters.
Oh, running a 6-2.
Yes.
The advantage is you can stay bigger and have more attacking. The disadvantage, quite honestly, is just the rhythm of the game changes, especially if your setters are very different. So they really have to work on that a lot.
Okay. We've got a timeout on the floor. Depaul calling it down 12-9 after the Jays come up with a big point. We'll return to Sokol Arena and Big East Volleyball when we come back on Jays Video. For the Jays, they will go on the road to play Butler next weekend, Kansas State the following weekend for a single match. As Mahina Pua'a serves out of the timeout called for by Depaul. 3-point lead for the Jays. Nice block again. And between Wallace and Denneman, they could not keep that volleyball from hitting the ground. 13-9 now. Tina with the lone ace for the Jays today. Blocked again at the net. Hickman is there.
Hickman just does such a nice job of getting her hands over fast and sealing that net. You know, we talked about low and tight earlier, and she just did a really good job of showcasing that.
Pua'a again with the service. Denneman sends it up. They'll get Avery Evans-Allen to send it over. Now Davis for the Jays. Krasowski is there. Murray, Wallace. And that one was real tight. Creighton thinks it's in, and it is. Depaul left it alone, thought that it was tracking out of bounds. Instead, it stays. And the Blue Jays now up 6.
It's a hard angle. You think that's going to be out. And then all of a sudden, you know, you don't follow that all the way to the line and you catch yourself.
Looks like Murray was playing linesman over on the other side. Davis keeps it alive. It's close to the net, and that ball will be dunked over by Depaul. 15-10 now. The Blue Demons scratch back. Jill Presley, the touted freshman, she is out of Plano, Texas. Ready to go. Wow, quick set to Schmidt off the hands, and again, the Jays have got the point. Kiana Schmidt out of Waunakee, Wisconsin, the sophomore.
Looking so good on that slide today, coming from Hina to Schmidt.
Pua'a, her 13th assist. Schmidt grabbed that kill. Zimmerman, too wide. 16-11 now, Blue Jays.
Evans-Allen just did a really good job of recognizing that ball was going tight. She really didn't have much of an option how to send that thing over, and it ended on a point for them.
Show you that long camera angle as Pua'a up for Zimmerman. Back row to Presley. Murray, Denneman off the hands of Schmidt, and a point for the Blue Demons.
Denneman just doing what she does best. She's a little bit smaller, so she has to be, creative and crafty with her shots and just seeing those hands and taking it off the hands.
Krasowski with the serve. Pua'a, where's she going this time? Took back to Schmidt, and it's off the hands of Murray. Good cut shot for Schmidt. Hickman checks out as Bolton back to serve. Reinhardt is in. Bolton did not start the season as libero. That was Grace Nelson, but she has moved into that role and played, I believe, 5 straight matches in that spot. That ball tracking to the inbound spot. Zimmerman again, and it's 18-12 Jays. Hard to deal with that angle, man. Bolton goes short. Denneman, she'll try short, and Pua'a with the slide from the back row, unable to elevate that ball. Now they'll get the towel in. The official helping out by pointing what he sees glistening on the floor.
I think Hina's used to knowing, too, when she gets on the floor, she's got to get that towel, too.
Maximum effort. 18-13, Blue Jays. Phoenix Lee across. Davis, Pua'a, Zimmerman. Blocked by Depaul. Bolton on the initial touch. And now Schmidt off the hands of Presley in the back row. Ball tracking for the stands. In fact, it finds the chairs on that far side behind the Depaul bench. 19-13 as Van Ekeren checks in, along with Annika Welty. Off the top of the net, and the Jays again creeping into those service errors, double-figured marks again. That's the 6th, I believe. And it is the 6th service error of the match, and we're only 2 sets in.
Yeah, they're trying to be a little bit too aggressive there, especially, considering they've given up so many. Depaul is passing well, so I understand, why their aggression there, but, you got to at least try to play some defense on that.
Nice job by Denneman. Nice job by Lee, but unfortunately, neither player could direct it where it needed to go. 20-14 Blue Jays, and Depaul wants a timeout. So Jays creating that chaos tempo, forcing them out of system, trying to stay in it themselves. A lot of action around the Creighton campus today. The Creighton men's basketball team plays this afternoon at 4 o'clock. The men's soccer team taking on Xavier right now behind us at Morrison Stadium. So a busy, busy spring of athletic events on campuses around the country, not just here at Creighton. Zimmerman out of the timeout. Jays by 6. Again, they lead the Big East Midwest Division by percentage points over Marquette. And that ball off the hands, unable to get to it, was Krasowski and Presley, and the advantage is 7.
Denneman's been passing really well so far. That was just kind of a rare overpass there. Her posture got a little bit weak there.
Presley up, Lee, and there is a nice kill for Bailey Nelson, sophomore out of Oregon, Illinois. So one of those Illinois kids that has chosen to stick around. And a substitution, Zimmerman will come out for Grace Nelson. Saw that several times yesterday as well.
Kind of focusing on the pass and the defensive aspect of it, and also giving Zimmerman a little break as well.
To Bolton. Over to Van Ekeren. Davis long on a big swing. Isabel Banez, the senior, is in again to serve. To Bolton, Van Ekeren leaves it up for Welty and unable to respond was Denneman. Was it touched up in net?
Yes. So I thought it was actually touched by Denneman on the dig. I'm not sure where they actually called it, but that's where I kind of saw that touch happen.
Did track out of bounds. Nelson will move to the back. Checking in to serve for Creighton is McKenna Krause. Krause, sophomore out of Greenville, Wisconsin. And it finds the area between Krause and Nelson for the Blue Demon point. And now Reinhardt back in. And back out as the libero will swap spots with her. Molly Murray to serve. Off the top of the net. And as Van Ekeren was getting in position, it dropped behind her. Hickman was there too, but both expected it to go over. And now Creighton wants a timeout. 22-18 your score. We'll take a quick break, be back for the conclusion of set number 2 here at Sokol Arena. Creighton and Depaul. Big East Volleyball is on Jay's video. Action again at Sokol Arena as the gap has closed a little too close for comfort for the Jays, so they call the timeout to sort these final moments of set number 2 out. Murray across, Van Ekeren deep set to Welty, and she gets it off the hands and down. And the Blue Jays go back up by 5. There's a little chance for some composure during that timeout, as Pua'a will be in to serve. Kiana Schmidt will join her as well. Up by Denneman. The give to Wallace. Blocked by the Jays. Krasowski will set Wallace up again. Blocked again. Hickman and Schmidt are there. And it's set point here in set number 2.
Yeah, Schmidt and Hickman didn't even have to move for that second ball. It was going outside again, and they just had to get their hands over on that ball, that block.
Wallace, they set it up. Avery Evans-Allen with the kill.
She saw those hands coming in, and so she knew that it'd be an easy tool, those moving hands.
Pua'a with the double touch. And they'll stay alive, at least briefly, the Blue Demons will. 24-20. The serve by Presley. Nelson, Pua'a, Davis. Set 2 winner for the Blue Jays. 25-20, and they take a 2-0 lead in the match. It's senior day. We'll take a break as Creighton leads Depaul from Sokol Arena. Here it is one more time. Davis off the hands. Nothing you can do about that one. Blue Jays in front handily here at Sokol. Back in a moment on Jay's video. Jays have combined to hit 384. If they can hold that pace, that would be the best of the season. As you see, set number 2, much the same way. Some dinks, some dunks, some blocks, some kills. They have got it done in just about every aspect. Monica Welty, Kiana Schmidt from the right side, Zimmerman and Davis from the left side, and the blocking has been superb again for Creighton today. Yeah, and like you said, just kind of mixing it up a little bit and just showing them a lot of different shots, and that makes it very hard to defend. So doing a really good job of just changing up a little bit. One thing they do need to take care of, the service errors. Jays with 6 through 2 sets. And I know that they, as you said, being aggressive, but at the same time, got to make sure that you've got it done. Depaul, here's a note, 7 blocks yesterday. They've got 0 against the Blue Jays today, and I think a lot of that has to do with Creighton being more in system than they were able to get yesterday.
Yeah, and just, those blocking errors, they're going to get you every time. And I just think, being able to get your hands over and stay out of the net at the same time. They've got 5 blocking errors already, which is pretty unusual at this level to have that many blocking errors.
Meredith Wallace has played strong for Depaul. Already 7 kills to lead the Blue Demons through 2. Molly Murray with 11 assists, and again, you mentioned it, no blocks for Depaul, and that's a credit to Creighton being able to find the right spot to hit that ball, whether it's a dunk over or whether it's hitting it, what do you call it? High hands, low hands. Hands are everywhere, but they've chosen the right spots to hit Depaul when they've gone up for those attempts.
Yeah, I just think the fast pace that Creighton is running right now is allowing them to see those hands and either use them or go around them. And I think that they've had really good vision so far of being able to pick and choose when they're going to do so and having a lot of success, with their vision.
Getting set to go here in set number 3, and it will be Depaul serving. Allison Dinneman, 17 back for Depaul. She sends it over. Nice looking serve to begin things. Pua'a sets up Hickman, and fantastic pass, and Hickman capitalizes with a heavy arm.
I think Creighton's just doing a really good job when they're in system. Man, they're just hard to beat because they've got, weapons all over that front court.
Sophomore Keely Davis will get it going. Murray and Pua'a can't get to the front row fast enough as the ball got over Hickman and Schmidt. And we're tied at 1. Rachel Krasowski. She, Phoenix Lee, Jill Presley, and Hannah Carl, 4 of the top, those 5 freshmen they brought in, and they are the ones that have been difference makers all season long. And Jay's unable to return the serve from Krasowski. 2-1 now.
And there's that first block for Depaul there.
So we probably shouldn't have mentioned it. It's our fault. Set number 3, Jays lead 2-0. It's 2-1 here. Early for Depaul, trying to get back in it. And now tied up again as Zimmerman comes through with the kill.
Yeah, Mahina just did a better job of keeping that ball off the net a little bit more so that Zimmerman could move it a little bit more the way that she wanted to instead of kind of getting trapped there with that ball right beforehand.
Ellie Bolton, the freshman, serves for the Jays. Back row to Dinneman. Murray sets up Donna Brown, and there is the preseason All-Big East player with the kill. Phoenix Lee will return along with Bailey Nelson for the Blue Demons. Phoenix Lee, one of 2 Canadians on this roster. She and Avery Evans-Allen, both from Ontario. Nice kill by Kiana Schmidt. 3-3, Jays tied up.
And that ball has been successful all day today. That slide attack from Schmidt coming out of Pua'a's hands really fast and being able to really hit wherever she wants to because of the speed and the tempo of the ball.
Ali Van Ekeren into service. Pua'a takes a break. It's the 2-setter system that the Jays work with. Paul also and Marquette. Multiple people. That was close, but it's out of bounds right at the corner for 3 Jays.
Both line judges were pretty certain there. I thought maybe it looked a little in, but they seemed pretty certain that ball was out.
No challenge. We haven't not had a challenge at all today from either coach. Krasowski sends it close, and Donna Brown not able to react off the set by Phoenix Lee. She had to really go tight to the net to even get that ball up, as you see the replay. And just too much on the Jays side as Reinhardt got up for Creighton.
Yeah, Reinhardt just did a good job of just holding on that ball because it was a hard ball for Brown to take care of.
Lee, a little bit better on the pass this time. Reinhardt with a piece of it. Goes far side, and Zimmerman is there with the kill. 3-point advantage now for Creighton after a back and forth initial 3 points for both squads.
Yeah, Depaul tried to change it up a little bit there and run a slide with a crossing pattern. They just couldn't execute that ball, and it was an easy dig for the Blue Jays.
Krasowski for the back row. Lee, Brown, blocked by the Jays. Creighton almost 400 now in the match, 397. And Ekron, the up. Lee, nice set for Brown, but she couldn't power it through the blocks, and Creighton scores another one. 7-3. And how long will Depaul let this run go on for Creighton?
I think Depaul is just trying to find a way to get the ball over the net, but Creighton's block is just so big, and they're reading really well, so they're just ready for that attack.
Very close, but a wise decision by Krasowski on the back corner as Van Ekron's serve sails long. 8-4. Here comes Jill Presley back in for Meredith Wallace. Marie Zidek and Kirsten Bernthal Booth, the head coaches for Depaul and Creighton, respectively. And Ekron, Reinhardt, heads up, Alicia, that ball's coming for you. That video monitor that's sitting to your right, by the way, took a pretty good hit yesterday by a ball, so you're not out of danger sitting there.
It looks like it recovered okay.
Zimmerman set to serve, Jays by 5, 9-4. Good rip as Presley returns. Lee, Denneman recovers, and Welty was there, and Depaul couldn't figure out who was supposed to get there, and they react late as the Jays grab another point off the kill by Annika Welty. A timeout called for by the Blue Demons. 10-4 Jays trying to close things out here in Omaha. From Sokol Arena, it's Creighton and Depaul. Big East volleyball on Jays video. Creighton trying to put things away, leading Marquette for first place by percentage points in those Big East standings. Top two teams from both the East and Midwest Division will make the conference tournament here April 2nd and 3rd as that ball goes long and the Blue Jays add to the lead. It's now 7. Jake Ryan along with Alicia Williams, former Blue Jay, current head coach at Iowa Western across the Missouri River. Denneman, big swing. Nice job by Zimmerman, but it's too much of a deflection, and it sails out of bounds.
She's been hitting that shot, with some success all day today. Right in between to Jayla's left, making her go towards that libero. They have to choose who's going to take that ball. It's a good shot.
Donna Brown serving, the Jays attacking. Reinhardt with the big swing. Denneman a little bit farther back. Jays get a block on it between Reinhardt and Welty. Zimmerman. Van Ekron tight to the net, and there's Annika Welty again. Another block by Reinhardt.
I just think that's the big difference in the match right now. Aside from hitting efficiency, I think that the blocks, 12.5 blocks to 1 block, that's going to be a good indicator of, who's winning the match so far. And the Jays are doing a great job with their hands over the net on that block.
Dig by Presley. On the outside, it's Nelson. Jays will counter. And there is a block for Nelson and Evans Allen against the attack by Keely Davis.
Davis didn't really have time to, get some momentum there and get elevated in order to get that ball over the hands.
Emma Price is checked in, along with Molly Murray. Murray serving. Davis the up, Van Ekron back to Davis. She wasn't ready and just sends it over. Zimmerman and Van Ekron. Zimmerman reaching out and missing the opportunity. 12-7 on a solid kill for Depaul.
Ready for some of those balls over there. And they hadn't had any blocks all game, and now they've got, a couple blocks here, and they got to be ready to cover those balls. And be prepared that they might might get blocked.
Annika Welty has done a superb job today. She'll trade spots for Kiana Schmidt as Van Eckeren subs out to bring in Pua'a. Jays by 6, 13-7. Nice serve and another ace for Hina Pua'a. Krasowski couldn't get low enough.
Her balls just kind of die when she serves there. They're low and flat. Like we mentioned before, that's what makes her such a good server. They're very hard to just kind of read where they're going to drop.
Second ace of the match for Pua'a and for the Jays. She's got them both. Denneman. Zimmerman into the back row. Pua'a. Nice touch to Hickman. No touch on the net, though, and the ball out of bounds as Naomi swung it too hard.
Kept her body open a little bit too much and just couldn't get that angle to come back into the court. Sprayed it wide.
Allison Denneman set to serve. Brings it across. There's Zimmerman. Pua'a quickly to the middle to grab the pass. Davis. Krasowski will set the far side, and that's Emma Price. That gets a touch off the Jays for the point.
Both officials also calling that ball in as well.
Davis gets low. Pua'a quick set again to Hickman. Krasowski back set to Marshall, or excuse me, to Wallace. Now Davis again. And a slip by Murray. Jays will grab the point.
It's hard for me as a coach to see that double happen and not immediately say something.
Davis across. Near side blocked on the attack by Meredith Wallace. The Blue Jays are there yet again. The lead is 7. Hickman and Schmidt were both there for the Blue Jays. Davis, solid swing. Hickman was there, and not necessarily sure if it was all Hickman as it was Depaul just on the miss hit. Avery Evans-Allen was a little bit turned around, and Depaul wants another timeout. 17-9 your score. And the Blue Jays, although that hitting percentage has come down a little bit, still hitting .360 in the match.
It really matters, and hopefully that's what we're building up to.
The Midwest Division really front-loading the conference schedule, while the East Division is playing catch-up. As another service error for the Jays. That's the 8th of the match. And the lead cut down to 7, 17-10. When you look at the East Division, up until 2 days ago, there had only been a pair of conference matches. And now they're really starting to get going here in the next, not only this weekend, but next weekend and the following weekend, where they'll wrap things up. Top 2 out of both sides advance to Omaha. The Blue Jays would love to represent Omaha here on their home court. 18-10.
You see Zimmerman flying in there nice and high, and the whole defense is just kind of back on their heels waiting for that really hard-driven ball, and it touches hands, and it makes it really hard to defend that ball.
Bolton with the excellent serve. Hard to return for DePaul. They do get it over Zimmerman. Krasowski, now they're going to need another touch. No, they got 2 of them already. And the last being the violation. 19-10, Jays open to close out. DePaul, again, forcing 5 yesterday and on the verge of being swept out of the gym today. Senior Day ceremonies will commence after the conclusion of the match, and we will have those as well for you. So please do stick around as the Jays will honor Grace Nelson and Mahina Pua'a as Pua'a sends it over. Her 2nd kill of the year for the Blue Jays.
Just wanted a Senior Day kill there, I think.
A pair of aces and a kill for Mahina Pua'a on Senior Day.
As a setter, you just have to have that vision to see if that, middle of the court donut spot is open, and right ball because it's been open, you know, much of the match, and so just trying to get a ball that she knew that she could slide in there, and I think she was excited before she even set that ball because she knew it was going to land.
Ellie Bolton out for Hickman, and now Hickman substitutes for McKenna Krause. Krause, sophomore out of Greenville, Wisconsin, served earlier this game. Nice look as Ibanez comes up with it in the back row. Wallace, now Zimmerman. Pua, quick set to Reinhardt. Blocked by Depaul, and now they'll have a chance. There's Meredith Wallace with the quick trigger, and Depaul back single digits is what the deficit is now as Krause and Hickman trade spots again, and then Hickman comes out for the libero, Ellie Bolton.
Yeah, that deep corner shot, call that the kill zone. It's just so hard to defend there.
Phoenix Lee has returned. She will serve for the Blue Demons. Nice service over the top of the net, and it's an ace as Zimmerman couldn't get low enough to bring it back up. 20-12. You know it's a long road to hoe, but you still are hoping for that run that can get you back into it. Pua'a, Zimmerman, Krasowski, wow! I tell you what, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and the deflection lands all the way in the back row, inbounds for the point for Depaul.
The dig kill, it's a libero's dream right there.
Great job by Krasowski, just trying to defend and puts it over for the point. Pua'a, she'll back set to Schmidt, and this time Ibanez can't get there. 21-13 as Schmidt pulls out the big kill.
Yeah, Schmidt's been basically flawless today. She's had 0 errors. She's doing really well back there.
She and Welty have been fun to watch today. They've been on it. Allie Van Ekeren in the serve and set, and she will pick herself up an ace as Krasowski goes in and almost plows over the Powerade containers over there.
Both teams are actually passing a lot better than they did yesterday. You know, it's only the 3rd ace for each of them has come into this set, and I think they are passing a lot better. It makes the game a lot more fun to watch, a lot more heavy hits, and more offense today happening.
Okay, Mazer, freshman out of Grand Island, in the serve for the Jays, and goes off the net and grabs an ace. No, Depaul keeps it up. Nice up by Depaul as Mazer sets. Welty and Annika Welty with the kill. I thought, man, Mazer just pulled herself off, and Depaul, what an effort to get that off the floor.
Yeah, that was right in front of me, and I saw all hand under that ball. So I think that they made a good call of not calling that ball down.
Mazer ready again. They'll send in Megan Scosindi out of Scott Catholic High School here in Omaha. She will take the place of Naomi Hickman. Jays 2 points away. Back row, Lee back to Wallace, blocked again by Reinhardt and Welty, and it's match point for the Blue Jays. 24-13, and trying to close things out, they'll send Emily Bressman in. She'll take the spot of Jayla Zimmerman.
She's gonna get some swings out there, it looks like.
Again, senior day festivities coming up after the conclusion of the match. Blocked by Reinhardt. Depaul will have another chance. Cross and out of bounds, and that's a winner. Creighton wins and improves to 6-2 overall in the season, 3-1 in conference play, and it is a dominating set 3 win. 25-13. The Jays hit nearly 400 for the match, by far their highest of the season. And here it is one more time to close things out. Great job by the Jays bringing it together and taking care of business as you see that ball sail out of bounds. For everybody involved today with Jays Video and Alicia Williams, former Blue Jay, did you have fun today? That was the point, right?
That was good. It was fun.
Good.
It's good being on this side, front row ticket, like I said.
And you thought it would be with me, was it?
It wasn't. It was bearable.